So these represent the pulls that I've done this afternoon, and I'm really pleased with them. Hi, I'm JoanieB, inviting you to relax, play and make beautiful Gelli print art with me. So first of all, I'm going to put on a little bit of my ingredient there. So I put that on, roll that off, and I'm going to go with, let's go with this green to begin with. Just only need a tiny bit. But with this, you actually need to be quite patient, because in between using these various acrylic paints, you have to factor in drying time. So I've put the paint down, and now I'm going to spray it with some just ordinary water. I do have one of these sprays here, which is a continuous spray, but I find that that is a little bit too even a spray. So those droplets of water are going to just sit there until they dry. I've found that if I get really impatient, I can get some of this tissue paper and dab it, but I will let that dry a little bit, and then I'm going to come back to you and show you what to do next. But you do need patience. So I think this is dryish. The water's definitely dried on it. And let's try this. This is burnt sienna. Sorry, I should have said this is my favourite art studio. It's from The Range that I got in the UK. The shop's called The Range, and art studio, and this is Pale Olive. And this is Amsterdam acrylic, and it's burnt sienna. So that's quite a rusty coloured colour. And just put a few dabs on there. And there we have some rust. Oh, the appearance of rust. Now what would happen if we did it the other way around and put the brown on first and then the green? Okay, so let's have a go at that, and I'll do it next to the first pull and see what happens with that. Putting on my magic sauce. And then we'll spray with the water. And again, we'll let that do its magic, and then I'll come back to you once all that has happened. So again, that's dried. I've helped it a little bit by dabbing it with the blue paper, just to get it to dry a little bit quicker. It's my what if game. What if I sprayed this again with water and see what happened when that dried, and then put another colour on top. We could put this, I could put this one on, which is yellow ochre, or I could put this one on, which is the quinacridone magenta. So this one is Amsterdam and this one is golden. This one's opaque and this one is transparent. So here we go on the last layer. And, let's see what happens next. So there you go, another rusty effect. Different feeling to this one as the first one that I pulled, but definitely it has that quality feeling of a rusty wall. So I think I'll continue and see what else I can come up with. So carry on watching if you're interested. So there we have another effect. So these are the two last ones that I've done. Very, very different. Using the same colours and the same technique, it's surprising what results you actually get. These are two more. So these represent the pulls that I've done this afternoon. And I'm really pleased with them. This isn't what I would call rusty or old wall like, but nonetheless it's a very, very nice texture for something. And obviously these are the ones that I've done in a previous pull. Well, like I keep on saying, I'm using the same colours and getting different effects each time. And the brilliant thing about it is that you really can't predict what you're going to get. So yes, it can be absolutely fantastic, and unfortunately sometimes very, very frustrating. So that's today's little session. And these are the paints that I've been using. Pale Olive with Art Studio. Towards the latter end of the video, again Art Studio Dark Aquamarine. This one is Amsterdam Burnt Sienna, Amsterdam Yellow Ochre, and Quinacridone Magenta, which is golden. Mabrea, I use this paintbrush a little bit. Water, bigger droplets out of this one, smaller mist out of this one. Just choose which one you feel is more adequate for what you want to do. And my magic liquid, but it's not magic really, it is a liquid though, and it's this. It's cutting board oil, and it's mineral oil, food grade. I'm happy with this. It's what I've been using to oil my chopping block when I'm cooking, and I wondered whether or not it would have some nice effects on the jelly plate. So I had a play with it the other day and decided yes it would. Whether or not you could do it with sort of olive oil or just some very fine oil, I don't know, but this one I'm using is cutting board oil, food grade mineral oil. I don't think it matters what the name of the company is. I'm sure wherever you are it will you'll find it on the internet, and I hope you'll have a go, and I'd love to see what results you get. So from me and my rusty backgrounds, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.